So welcome, Amit. We recently have an HCLTech cybersecurity report which says that 57% of organizations have faced a cybersecurity attack in a period of last 12 months. What are your thoughts on that, and how do you think organizations should mitigate this whole risk landscape?
Yeah, cybersecurity, as we know, is and cyber attacks, as we know, is not about a question of if they've faced an attack. It's a question of when they will face an attack. The fact is, every organization is susceptible to attack, and whenever they are looking at digital strategies, they need to look at what kind of risks we are adding to our business, and that risks really lead to an attack. And not just that, the amount of pressure that is there as a result of digital transformation on the organizations from a cybersecurity standpoint is tremendous, because a lot of that is not very visible. A lot of the shadow IT that we talk about, a lot of the third-party apps that we talk about, a lot of the vendors, third-party vendors that we talk about, all are adding to the risk equation. And that's why we see increase in the number of attacks which have been identified and discovered.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, we have to look at the matrix. In the next 12 months, again, organizations are going to face more attacks and all. What about the preparedness, the strategic priorities organizations need to keep in place for that?
I would say, I think, from a next 12 months perspective, we should also look at what is changing. We see elections worldwide. We see a little bit of a global destabilization. We've seen multiple wars going on, be it Russia, Ukraine, be it war in Israel. I think one of the things that we have noticed is that when it comes to cyber attacks, we have to look at the geopolitical equation as well. And some of the attackers are definitely there for money, but there are many attackers who are there to just disrupt way of life. And some of the elections and some of the wars are really reflection of when attack equation or attack vectors will change. And that's what we are seeing from an organization standpoint as well. There's never a reduction in zero-day threats. Last 1 year, we see zero-day attacks going up, zero-day vulnerabilities going up. So that is adding to the complexity as well. Also, I think I would say confidence from an in-house expertise perspective. When we look at data points like the one that you just mentioned in terms of the ability to detect, ability to respond, confidence on the in-house expertise, all of them continue to stay below 50%. And why is that? Because of the landscape change, because of the geopolitical situations that I just talked about. So I would say preparedness will require looking at a lot of aspects, looking at true understanding of internal capability, but also looking at the changes that is happening in the landscape, and making sure you constantly look at your posture, keep it dynamic, keep it evolving, and never take everything for granted or anything for granted.
That's an interesting point. I'm going to cite the HCLTech report again. 66% of leaders mention that there's a big gap between business team as well as IT. What are your thoughts on that? How can we bridge that gap?
See, from a security standpoint, one has to look at every corner of an organization. Be it IT, be it OT, be it cloud, be it shadow IT organizations, shadow apps. Now shadow AI. We have to look at all aspects of IT when it comes to securing. And really what we have felt is, I think, the security first culture is really something what we would like to advocate to our customers and to the market at large, because that security first culture is really going to change this misalignment. We have seen organizations trying to convince their boards to fund some of those initiatives. I think is the realization of what really it entails to really secure the organization. That makes the difference.
Tell us about managed security service providers, like from a security leader perspective. What are the things we need to, check before we hire them for supporting the organizations?
Organizations really need to take stock of what they want to retain and what they want to really leverage externally or outsource. We've clearly seen organizations looking at strategy and architecture to be something that they would like to retain because it's very close to business. And we do have capabilities to also advise them and accelerate their strategy or their technology roadmap part. But most of the execution, which is the transformation part in terms of platform consolidation, in terms of moving from a legacy to a modern services structure, we typically see them, or we suggest to them that they should leverage an external provider, just because the amount of knowledge, expertise we bring across customers, amount of threat intelligence we can bring to them, that is totally driven by our 26, 27 years of experience in cybersecurity. So we usually recommend that the leverage execution capabilities, operational capabilities from a provider like us.
Any closing thought on the future of cybersecurity from trends perspective? What do you foresee happening in the next couple of years?
I would say I think cybersecurity is a topic of discussion in every boardroom.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of expectations in terms of security organizations and non-security organizations to really drive a cyber-first culture. When it comes to investments, I foresee investments to keep going up. I don't see a stoppage in that. I also see that there'll be an interesting element of automation that will be very prevalent from a cybersecurity execution standpoint. We all know there is definitely a talent shortage in the market.
True.
These are the 3 or 4 themes I continue to see will prevail as we go forward. But I would say it's exciting times. We are growing one of the fastest in the market today. And we want to kind of continue to drive success for our customers, making their posture more dynamic and inspiring confidence in their own business.
Thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you.